Hello, the next chapter, Values and Facts. I conclude with my most important point and the source of more misguided criticisms of the selfish gene than anything else. Many feel that Dawkins' theory somehow undermines morality, especially religious morality, by reducing all human behavior to the level of, in inverted commas, selfish genes. This assertion is based on two false premises. The first is that human behavior is irrevocably decided by genes, genetic determinism. We have seen that this is false. Humans, more than any other species on the planet, have the capacity to, in inverted commas, rebel against the interests of their genes, and in any case, a large part of human psychology results from cultural influences. The second premise is that the statement, in inverted commas, X is natural, or, in inverted commas, X is an evolved tendency, close the inverted commas, somehow implies that, in inverted commas, X is right, or, in inverted commas, X is wrong. Consider the following statements. 1. In inverted commas, it is natural to feel and act aggressively towards someone who has hurt you. 2. In inverted commas, it is right to feel and act aggressively towards someone who has hurt you. Do you think the truth or otherwise of the first statement holds any importance for the truth or otherwise of the second? Me neither. All we must allow is that if we want humans to be moral creatures, we must turn against some of our natural urges. But it may well be right, in brackets, if, in inverted commas, unnatural, close the inverted commas, close the brackets, to do so. This works both ways, of course. Selfish gene theory and evolution in general may have a lot to say about the facts propagated by some religions, but it can say nothing about their moral systems, in brackets, even when those religions claim, falsely, that their morals are based on facts. How can they be? Close the brackets. While Dawkins as a man does indeed disagree with many religions' stance on morality, in brackets he himself is a humanist, his theory says nothing about them. Perhaps many of Dawkins' critics will feel reassured by this. Yet the critics are still there. Merrill Wynne Davis claims that, a quotation, genes have become an alternative, in inverted commas, moral code, our only source of, in inverted commas, rules of conduct, close the quotation. Wynne Davis, Darwin and Fundamentalism, page 40. I'm not sure to whom, in inverted commas, our is supposed to refer here. Clearly not Wynne Davis herself, certainly not me, nor Richard Dawkins. Perhaps authors who claim that this, in inverted commas, gene morality is widespread could indicate some of its followers, so that we could all ridicule them. Wynne Davis goes on to say that, a quotation, science that asserts that we began as a, in inverted commas, genocidal species, is doing one of two things. Either it is reading the gross brutalities of the 20th century into our past, or producing theories that excuse the vileness of the present. Close the quotation. Wynne Davis, Darwin and Fundamentalism, page 68. The term, in inverted commas, genocidal species always carries moral weight, so let us replace it with, in inverted commas, species with a tendency to kill one another when it was to their own individual advantage, close the inverted commas, as this is the closest to Davis' claim that an evolutionary biologist is likely to get. The 20th century has clearly got nothing to do with it. We are concerned with events that happened thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years ago. So we are left concluding that the actions of our ancestors eons ago somehow carry moral weight in the present. I suppose there is a sense in which the past justifies the present. After all, morality is built on tradition and precedent, and a sense of, in inverted commas, being right for all time, close the inverted commas. It is the same thinking that leads landowners to bar access to their estate every so often, lest the pathways on it become public rights of way by default. In this case, surely, the fact that we judge our ancestors' actions as, in inverted commas, wrong, undermines our faith in morality? Maybe it does, but we do it all the time. By today's standards, many, if not most, pre-20th century societies were unjust and morally misled. We have no problem in criticizing the actions of our ancestors who fought the Crusades. Why do we have such trouble with ancestors thousands of years before that? The response, of course, is that we share those genes that allegedly, in inverted commas, made them, in inverted commas, genocidal species. So what? I share almost all my genes with Adolf Hitler, as do you. Yet I hope nobody would see this as a reason for categorizing us as fascists. Dawkins makes his point on the subject at the start of The Selfish Gene, a quotation. I am not advocating a morality based on evolution. I am saying how things have evolved. I am not saying how we humans morally ought to behave. I stress this because I know I am in danger of being misunderstood by those people, all too numerous, who cannot distinguish a statement of belief in what is the case from an advocacy of what ought to be the case. Close the quotation. Dawkins, The Selfish Gene, page 3. Clearly, he didn't stress it enough. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.